And this one that, okay, anybody who's watching, if anyone, do you know what X, I never was told this, by the way, so this has been an assumption that's been passed nationally, all around the country. The one TikTok video that was my undoing. Do you know which one it was?
It was you in the blue neck where you said don't vote?
Yes. I should never have said don't vote. My one regret on that video, I should have kept it at sit it out.
We offer home, auto, commercial, builders, reps, and life insurance.
Oliver's good.
E46 insurance.
The Jordan Podcast. Myself.
Yeah.
It takes a little more time, but
That's good stuff, though.
are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going live. And if you need a pee break on the show, help yourself.
That's all I needed. I'm old, but I'm not that old, Jordan. To rush to the bathroom. 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning. No, I haven't had that yet.
I do so my son, he goes to sleep like about 8, about 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Full dive in the bed with us. So it's a routine now.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Even if he's not in there, 3 a.m. All right, let's go ahead and run this. Mm-hmm.
What's this, your show open?
Yeah, so this is like, it's live right now, and then I can go right here as long as I add the graphics.
You mean people are actually listening to us right now?
I think so. I hope so.
They are? Wow, how exciting.
Yeah. You're a big deal, dude.
Nah, I doubt that.
You are a big
In
deal.
my own mind.
You're a big deal.
What, these are your sponsors?
Mm-hmm. My buddies with their businesses.
Oh, I can get
And that's
some
my little boy.
sponsors. If I do a podcast, I can get sponsors.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, all this saves, though. You don't have to keep putting it in. You just build your own studio in it. And it records. You don't have to, it records after the show.
Are people really listening to us right now?
Yeah. We got 12. Keep scanning.
Okay. But I mean, are we on? They're just in standby waiting
Yeah, they're standby
for the firecracker to go off?
That's right here. Now we're live. You,
We are live.
Yeah.
How about that? Peace out.
Uh-oh.
No, peace in.
oh, Dave Elliott's on the show.
I can't believe it. You know that?
39 years in broadcasting.
Well, no, 39 years at WLOX, 44 years in broadcasting, because I worked in Jackson.
What'd you do in Jackson?
Well, I started right out of college, radio. Bounced around 3 different radio stations in 3 years, went to an open audition at WJTV, Channel 12, CBS, Jackson, got the job for a TV show called PM Magazine, and then gravitated towards news after that.
But in Jackson, did you start with a mic or did you put in 8-tracks? Did you
No,
turn
we had
vinyl?
albums. I worked
Okay.
at a monster classic rock station called WZZQ. It's actually legendary. That was my first job out of school. I mean, they eventually trashed it and turned it into country or something. But WZZQ, Google it. Google WZZQ.
Yeah, Google it. Was it like 3 stories? Like, was it like a massive building?
No, not the building. The station's reputation, the station's reach. I mean, it was unbelievable. ZZ. They just did a big documentary on it that aired on Mississippi Public Radio, I believe.
I mean, I was fanboying because I always listened to CPR. And so when you're on there, I'm a big, but I love Dan and Lucas, and I told them I was going to cook them on the show, but I'm not.
No, I will.
They
I don't think Lucas likes me, actually.
Well, if you want to go check out CPR, it's the old C Spire building, which I had fun on it. I think that's cool. Like, I actually find myself, because in my truck, putting on CPR in the mornings just to disconnect from instant everything.
Yeah.
So I just put them on, and
Well, I have CPR. Now I have Sirius XM in my little Prius, but in my old 2001 Junker Tahoe, I still am Mr. AM FM, not AM, but FM, and it's on CPR.
yeah. So I've been looking to get one of them AM FM walkie talkies, like
Yeah.
that little what were they called? Casio's. Was it Casio?
I think Casio could have been a brand. I remember
The
that.
neon yellow one.
Yeah, that's old school.
Guys, y'all check out WTF. It's a really good show. Was it 6 to 10 a.m.?
I don't know. Most morning drive time, to be a professional broadcaster for just a second, are 6 to 10 a.m. So,
All right, so you're on the mic.
Yeah.
When did you get into the suits and then being on live TV, like with the makeup and everything on?
Actually, I've lost quite a bit of hair over the years. I didn't even used to wear makeup when I first started, because you know what I noticed? We show all these old videos of Dave Elliott in 1990. Dave Elliott when he first came to
Beautiful blonde hair.
Wlox. I did have beautiful blonde hair and a full head of it, and I notice it, and you'd think right off the bat I would say, God, man, that hair! I can't frickin' believe it. Actually, I would look at the skin and go, God, look at that young skin.
Do you have videos at your house that you replay sometimes?
No, I don't have any, but we did. Like when my old co-host Karen Abernathy just retired back in August. So what they did is they went into the archives, blew off the dust, dragged out the old stories and tapes and interviews, and we aired those. It was Karen Palooza. I mean, I think we celebrated her retirement for about a week on the air, maybe 2 weeks. So I got to see a lot of old videos during that time.
So were they what kind of like hard drives did they store, man? Did they move them to digital now?
They've been slowly. They have one guy. He's kind of an oddball. I'm not going to mention his name at the station who knows where all of the old tapes are, where all of the old stories are. He's been at the station almost as long as I was. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. And well, actually, it's a story that's blowing up nationally, so I know we're going to talk about it. And he slowly but surely has been digitizing stuff. So.
It's still got to be cool, though. I mean, to go back and like dust one off like 1993.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. We did a thing. What was it? LOX had their 60th. Yeah, their 60th anniversary. Time is like moves at the speed of light. So like 3 years ago, and every Friday we would have a flashback Friday, and we would show old feature stories that I used to do back in the late 80s, early 90s and stuff like that. And I'd forgotten half of them. I go, oh yeah, that one was cool. And I really enjoyed that.
But, yeah, because I mean, you're there. That is like memories. I mean, you have so many years of just being recorded. Like,
well, yeah.
And they saved them. So it's
wow, that's scary.
Well, think about it. 500 years from now, they slide, Dave Elliott tape gets discovered. Then you have your own cult.
A cult.
You never know.
Yeah, there's some future. Who knows what the planet will be like, though? You said 500 years.
Yeah,
100 years. I'm not sure what the planet's going to be like,
but it could happen.
Or the country is going to be.
But it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
You never know. Like,
yeah,
I've been watching Fallout.
Yeah,
have you watched that on Amazon?
It's one of these dystopian post-apocalyptic shows.
Yeah, where it's like the whole country gets nuked.
Yeah,
and then
Well, I love shows like that, and I love books like that. And it's either an EMP or which EMP is scary, by the way. I don't know. Google it. So
it was one of the Die Hard movies.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that. It was like not Live Hard. I have the whole collection, but
of Die Hard movies.
Well, they did that.
Poor Bruce Willis.
Well, they did the fire cell where although it wasn't EMP, but the fire cell where they they cut the power, the money, fuel, water, everything. And
well, that's like an EMP, really, because that's what an EMP will do.
Imagine what people would do if their phones were down for 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of old school. Here I have a phone, so I'm going to sound like
I thought you were going to pull out a flip phone.
Like a flip phone. Yeah, beam me up. But I have my phone with me. But I could actually live without a phone.
Like, how about a walkie? Do you have to have something like a radio?
No, we did just fine. We survived. Your generation doesn't know it.
Come on. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Dude.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay. For how many?
I didn't get I was 17 when I got a cell phone, so 21 years ago. But I was really big on AIM.
Yeah.
But my stepdad at the time, he liked the naughty stuff at night, so we didn't have a lot.
He liked the naughty stuff at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're only one track with the 56K modems. So I didn't get to like search the web all the time because if you're on the phone, it would cut the internet off.
Yeah.
So I did, I was in that part of the beginning of the internet, eBay, but
MySpace.
Oh, for sure, MySpace. I would do
even-
selfies.
I never had MySpace.
You didn't have you didn't do a selfie?
No, I never did. I really do very few selfies even now. I don't show. I do videos.
But your selfies are good.
I do videos, but I don't do many selfies.
So MySpace is good because you had your 8 top friends, and then you got to meet new friends all over the world. That was huge for us.
Yeah.
And then Facebook came. And
that was the death of MySpace.
Well, I think these companies buy each other out, right?
Yeah, of course. Whoever founded MySpace made a killing because Facebook, you're right, probably brought them out.
The biggest part of MySpace for me, though, was discovering indie bands. It was the first time you can click on the band's page and listen to, because they'd always have like an MP3 on their front of their page. So if they dropped like a new song, like you could sample it.
That's where you'd go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was huge for me.
I was too busy making money.
Yeah, you probably had. I mean, did you? Okay, let's go back to that. So was from the 80s, let's say 80s, 90s, 2000s, like the change of it. Now you see. So for me, I'm instant to every 2 minutes. I'd rather see you on my phone while I'm death scrolling, and see you with a breaking news 1 minute clip.
Yeah. Well, that's where it's going. That's where it is. And will television stations be able to adapt? They're trying. They're not doing a very good job of it. But in my opinion, now if I was in charge, but no, things are going to change so much in the next 5 years that no one can predict what's going to happen.
You see it now, though. I mean,
people want appointment. That people over 55, 60 are the only ones left who will. Honey, we got to sit down and watch the 6 o'clock news. Honey, let's watch I'm going to brush my teeth, watch the 10 o'clock news, and turn off the lamp and go to bed. No, those people are getting my age now, so you better adapt.
So I did used to be a part of that family where we'd watch like Wings.
Yeah.
We watch, and then the news, or football, then the news, or WCW, and then the news. But we only had a couple TVs. So
but do you know that the 10 o'clock newscasts are taking the biggest hits all across America for that very reason? I mean, when you're streaming, when you've got so much stuff on your spectrum that you can watch, so much cable this and internet that, the 10 o'clock newscasts all around the country are nosediving in the ratings.
When did you start noticing it, the decline?
Really, how about this? Netflix killed the 10 o'clock news.
Because everything's instant now.
Yeah, everything's on demand. Everyone's streaming now.
I got into
at night.
Well, so I got into Netflix when you used to do the DVDs.
Yeah,
do one DVD, $8.99. You bring it, you send it in. You can keep it as long as you want, but you got to bring it. You send it in, then you get another one. You can't have I think you can get I think my buddy Micah was doing 3.
Well, I hope you didn't have any Blockbuster stock, did you?
No, but no, I always went to Mr. James's video in aquariums.
Yeah.
So I was always a Mr. James or Third Avenue guy.
Yeah.
So no, Mr. James was everything. I think I maybe went to Blockbuster a couple times. But did you ever go to James's?
No. Where is that?
That was on Lemoyne.
Lemoyne Boulevard. When I first moved here, I rented a beautiful house on Lemoyne Boulevard. It's an unusual thing. It's not St. Martin. It's not D'Iberville. It's Jackson County. It's this strange little sliver kind of where I lived was Jackson County with St. Martin on one side, which I don't even think is a real city. D'Iberville.
What'd you say? I'm from St. Martin. I'm from Latimer.
Do you have a mayor?
Huh? I mean, Brandon Bailey. He's a buddy of mine. It's got the big house. We call him
the mayor.
We call him we call him Mayor Latimer.
Okay. Well, there you go.
You're
have a community, not a city.
Yeah.
And I love the communities.
Well, my grandparents are from the Point. The Durons.
Yeah, I know him.
Or Derwins. You can pick a name.
What was your relationship to Rusty, the boxer?
Oh, Rusty's like my second or third cousin. We're cousins.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you a real quick story. When the casinos first came, remember the old Biloxi Bell? You don't, probably. It was a tiny riverboat where Beau Rivage now sits. And everyone thought, wow, look at this. No one envisioned Beau Rivage. If anyone ever told you they envisioned a $780 million casino.
Was it 780?
Yeah. Or Hard Rock or Golden Nugget. Just keep going and going. This was a little riverboat. And in the old car dealership, I don't remember, they used to have boxing. And I did some ring announcing, including a couple of boxing events that were on ESPN. I put the tuxedo on, and that was the Biloxi Bomber. Tiger, what was his name? Stokes, I think.
Chad the Gentleman Parker.
Yeah, Chad the Gentleman Parker.
I used to grew up at Mr. Bean's house.
Yeah.
Bean's Bar. That's Chad's dad.
Yeah.
So
but they also brought in those were always the early fights on the card to bring local people in. But then they had some bigger fighters at times during those days. At the Biloxi Bell, because again, ESPN broadcast some of them. But I used to do ring announcing. Let's get ready to rumble. I mean, I had fun doing it actually, because you can be so crazy. When in this corner, weighing in at 220 pounds.
Did you get paid for it, or did you do it for fun?
A lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, for the time I spend doing it.
Casinos over 1,000?
Used to spend a lot of money.
Over 1,000
for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Well, I don't know. I don't like talking about money.
I know, but it's early 90s. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You got in a fly tuxedo. You were in the middle of the ring. Did you have the long cord?
No, that's Michael Buffer. I just went in with a handheld microphone where they bring you right. That is a classic shot of bringing the mic down.
Yeah. I mean, I'd always go to Point Cadet and watch the boxing matches. I know Ricky started doing the Slugfest.
Yeah.
His son, Little Ricky, is a firefighter. Now he does Slugfest. Now he started it. They're doing it at civic centers and stuff. He's building it. He started his own podcast. Shout out to you, Ricky.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Ricky.
Do
we have anyone watching?
Yeah.
Who? How many?
I have 53.
I have 54 people on my driveway right now waiting for me to come home.
Really?
No.
It's just, I enjoy this type of show, and it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I love this. I love
too.
having you here.
I got to tell everybody, we're live, right?
Yeah.
I jumped out of a Newsmax Zoom interview on prime time with this guy, Rob Schmitz, who's one of the hottest cable news guys in town, over this blow up on my departure from WLOX. And I told you I ran red lights and cut through people's yards.
Allegedly.
Just to be with you tonight, Jordan.
Tomorrow's news article. Yeah. Dave Elliott runs red lights for a podcast.
I did knock down some mailboxes on the way, and I want to apologize to those people right now.
What street was it?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. How was the Newsmax interview?
Fast. And I almost effed it up. So because my phone, the producers are talking on my earpiece, I'm always on the other side of a Zoom. So I get on this side of a Zoom. I've only done it like about 3 times where I've been on the interviewee side of the Zoom. So they're telling you, well, you're sideways. Hit your something button. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And then tick, we're getting closer and closer to the interview. Really, I was starting to kind of freak out. My heart was pounding. Well, am I going to screw this up? Am I going to blow this? And then I finally figured out what they were talking about, and I got it on in the nick of time as they're teasing me going to break. It was actually kind of weird, man.
Did y'all talk about Twitter or X?
Well, we talked about, I wish we could have, but I know exactly how those shows go. They add stuff. Things go long. If you're in the second half hour, you're going to be shorted. I thought it would be about 6 minutes, ended up being about 3 minutes. He just asked me about my being fired from WLOX, basically. And about, kind of being a sort of liberal news outlet in a conservative market. So that's what we kind of talked about.
Have you jumped around parties over the years?
I'm a recovering liberal.
Okay. That's what you're going to claim it?
I used to be. I used to be a long time ago.
Is there meetings for this?
Now I'm an independent. Yeah. I did, but I only got to 10 steps. I mean, I never made it to 2. So I never made it to 12. So and then I became an independent conservative. That's what I am.
Okay. All right, I put his ex, I keep saying Twitter, his ex is in the link. Go ahead and click on his ex
Or
and follow him.
I have good
I
TikTok.
didn't know. I just added the X.
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit.
X is what got me in trouble. TikTok, I do. The one that allegedly got me fired, because no one ever said it. That's just the way it was reported. Was because it was on X.
Yeah, but like I said, and I know you don't really use Facebook, but I went down a rabbit hole on Facebook too, and very consistent in your thoughts since 2018.
Yeah.
That I could go date it. That your expressions towards Biden.
Yeah.
You've never been a fan.
Not since he was a U.S. senator. I mean, even when he was a U.S. senator, I thought he was an idiot.
But you've been at it for over 7 years with your views on it in this one video.
Did me in. Although, they say, and I think it's 50-50. The grass is always greener. Don't say the grass. Everyone thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. 50% of the people crash and burn thinking that. 50% kind of find out that, boy, that grass is good.
Oh,
and I'm going to find out that grass is good.
Well, I think the big thing is, I know people were disappointed.
How many viewers are we up to?
60.
Okay.
Look, 5's fine with me. I'm serious. This is fun. This is because once this thing goes out, it goes downloaded into podcast, audio.
And then people watch it later?
Yeah, they watch it later. People are probably there. I know Hugh Keating's got one of his political things tonight. There's people doing stuff.
Hugh Keating. Oh, by the future mayor of Gulfport.
But there's people but they come back in the mornings. I had a guy I met. He's like, probably 2 years ago. And he works at Ingles, so he just puts the podcast on while he's driving to Ingles.
You know what? I want people to comment, though. I want to engage with people.
It's kind of covered up.
Let's see
they're
who's
commenting.
got any guts.
No, they're commenting right now.
Let's see if anybody's got any guts to say, I've always hated you, Dave Elliott.
All right, ready?
I have no interest in you, Dave Elliott. You got what you deserve, Dave Elliott. Read one.
So
I can't see it.
All right, Keith Wilson said, Dave, Biloxi Politics Uncensored. Indeed, wishing you an uncensored audience. My kindergarten teacher, Miss Polk St. Martin, love you. Chris Smith said, the older I get, the more I welcome an EMP. Oh, so we must have.
We were talking about an EMP. Did we talk about it on the show, or we talked about it before
we talked
the
about
show?
it. We talked about it.
Okay. The older I get, the more I welcome an EMP. I wouldn't say that, man. That's going to be like you got guns and bullets.
It's allegedly, Chris. Don't worry. It's allegedly.
Yeah.
Jackson says, hello. Are you EFRI1?
EFRI1. What does that mean?
I don't know.
EFRI1.
You want these comments? We're going to go in. I'm getting this keyboard real quick.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We don't have to do a lot of. I'll engage with people. I mean,
no, I'm not. Look,
I'm waiting for some. I what I told you I wanted to talk about tonight is after this. The story blew up. That video ended up with like 3.4 million views, and so people retweet it, make a snarky comment, and then they're all their snarky loser friends comment. People that don't know me. They don't know my history. These are people who live in Colorado and live in Michigan.
A lot of it was, what I read was, a lot of it was Trump's going down, Trumpster.
Yeah, I'm not a MAGA Trumpster.
You're a Trump in a cult. It was all, mostly was Trump's a convict.
A Nazi.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. By the way, they got to quit saying convicted felon because he was never convicted. You can call him a felon, I suppose, technically, but...
So Anthony said, Mr. James, I guess we've been having comments for a while. Paul, yeah, I love Noble, these little THC drinks. I had 2 of
He
them.
sees you drinking them,
Yeah.
and he's figured it out.
Yeah, so I had 2.
Well, what did you spike my drink with?
It's just water.
Oh,
Yeah, it's water. I mean, I'm not sharing. Let's see.
Ah.
We got Justin Stram says, still to this day, I'm confused on why and how St. Martin in Jackson County with a Biloxi address.
Well, there are several locations and areas on the coast that are that same thing, where you're in the county, but everyone says I live in St. Martin. No, you don't.
A lot of people are loving you, bud. This is all love.
Well, these are people from the. I want to get back to the trolls, the bots.
No, you're
the haters.
It's pretty much a Twitter group that's going against you, that every time you hashtag, they're finding your hashtag and they're teaming up against you because you're bringing media attention, and that hopefully their comments get shared.
Yeah, it's an industry. Really, it's a pathetic industry. I mean, I could never even imagine saying to anybody, writing to anybody, the things people say. I mean, in my wildest satanic.
Have you ever heard of the game GTA?
No.
Okay, so it's like a video game. You can just do whatever you want in it. Drive cars, steal cars, blow things up. There's a whole different world now. So, I mean, people are very like, and now you got internet. I mean, more people make more money on OnlyFans than.
Well, OnlyFans is sexual, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's people that don't do sexual on it. They just do, subscribe to me. So, like, now this generation, I want a Patreon. Dave, that's not a sexual one, but
yeah,
I'll subscribe $6 a month for to listen to Dave Elliott once a week. But the thing is these people all over the world are getting 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
What is 10,000?
Multiplication on that.
Yeah, so 60 grand.
Yeah.
So like you do a Patreon, that's what I was saying. Like you go into Patreon, you get a subscription, and that's what's happening. People are making more money on the internet.
I'm too old. If I was 45 years old and where I am in my life now, everyone wishes that who's my age, I would be doing that. There's no question about it. I wouldn't even be on television.
But the thing is, they're getting a rise out of you, so they're clipping you and making money off of you right now. You're being made, like, they're making money off you right now.
I'll let them. It's dirty money.
But you just said, well, how many?
It's like Tony Soprano money. Let them do it.
Well, I mean, we've been through a lot worse. It's just crazy. It's a different world.
Well, I had a tech friend of mine, I won't mention him because maybe he's watching, who told me and encouraged me to get more and more outrageous on X because you have to wade through the haters to get to some fans. And boy, I'm finding that out. But my followers on X have tripled. My likes and views are up 890%. Same thing on TikTok. Did I say TikTok twice? X and TikTok.
Yep. I think you should. This is what I think you should do. You got a fireplace at your house?
Yeah.
Turn that fireplace on, get you a nice lounge like chair, get you in a smoking jacket.
Yeah.
And then you go broadcast. You start broadcasting like very, very serious conversations, fully decked out. I'm telling you, I would tune in every week.
You mean just ramble?
Yeah, the whole
I
time.
can ramble.
The whole time. Get you a water. Get you a smoke.
Yeah, I smoke.
Well, it's not. I mean, your voice is great.
Well, yeah, hanging in there. My voice is hanging in there somehow. And a lot of people, as a matter of fact, the haters and the trolls and the bots, is have another cigarette, Sparky. Okay, well, F off. I mean,
look, I don't. If I get a beer every now and then, I'll Parliament. I used to smoke Parliament.
Yes, Parliament.
It's got to be a Parliament. Like I'm either Marlboro or Parliament. But I'm known to, especially around Mardi Gras, I'm known to take down a pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I smoked a pack driving over here. I'm such a heavy smoker. From past Christiane to here. I'm getting bad. I'm smoking more than I've ever smoked.
What's your brand of choice?
I'm a Marlboro Ultralight. 100s. Because I want it to last a long time. I think you know what I mean, ladies. No. Okay.
So wow. So 100s really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if I get the king size, is that what they're called? I'm like, son of a bitch, what happened to this cigarette?
We used to, me and the mayor of Latimer, Brandon Bailey, we used to steal his mom's Caprice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we had. Like
Benson and Hedges. So.
I mean, she knew. Well,
just like when you steal money out of your mom's purse, she knows.
Well, the cigarette, like we
Okay.
kind of had the situation with her Capri cigarettes. She'd always have a carton, so we would just slide it out neatly, and then we pull the last pack. And I think we put stuff behind there every now and
You
then.
thought you were being sneaky.
Oh yeah, we got caught though. I mean, because I remember that probably third or fourth time we're taking cigarettes. We built a fort behind his parents' house right there in Virginia City, and we stole his dad's case of Bush Budweiser, but we didn't really drink then. We're just learning how to drink, and they were all hot.
I'll tell you a quick story. I had a house until Katrina in Bioview, and I had a killer backyard with a pool, a hot tub, and a sauna. Big pool, hot tub, sauna. I mean, I had it all. My son, but I used to have a place in Destin. So my wife and I would go to Destin all the time when he was in high school. And I found out that he used to
Rangers
have
at
some
Elliott's.
legendary parties. You know, P. Diddy, baby.
Now, was it that much?
No, I shouldn't.
He didn't have baby oil and all that
No,
stuff.
I should have said that, but
They didn't have cameras back then, though, huh? Did you?
like surveillance.
Yeah.
I don't. I have it now because we were broken into and my wife freaked out. I don't like them. I'd take the ADT cameras out if it was up to me, but my wife likes them. I don't give it now. I don't like it at all. All there are maybe catching somebody afterwards, and I guess it serves as a deterrent if people see a camera mounted in the soffit on your, or
I know they were trying to do that one thing where people with cameras that you can give the law enforcement access. Is that still
I'm not
going?
going to do that. Okay, what suckers?
I got an Amazon Echo.
Yeah, let's give law enforcement access. No.
I had a Amazon Echo, like the Amazon Speak recorder.
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas, and it's still sitting in my bedroom in a drawer because I watched the video. Every time that you talk to it, it records all your audio in files and puts it in their cloud.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything like
Can you imagine the things that you would get caught saying?
I'm not going to, yeah. But at the same time, I don't freak out over this. Well, I do over the surveillance state. But like TikTok, China's getting all this data on Americans. They're going to, Apple and Google already have all the data on you. They make the Chinese look like amateurs. You know, if you got an Apple phone, if you Google anything, they're much worse than the Chinese. I just got a text. It's from my agent. He says, get off this podcast right now.
That's not. I think that's like a
not
food order. Come on. Have you thought about getting an agent?
I don't know. I wouldn't have an agent.
But you need to get like one of the old school agents.
Yeah, like a fellow smoker and a guy who, threatens people to. No, I wouldn't have an agent. I had an agent when I first got into television. I had it for about a year. I went, everyone is always like, why'd you stay at WLOX? Well, I love the coast. I always got good raises. I started buying houses. At one point, I had a condo in Destin, a condo in New Orleans, and a mountain house up in Northeast Alabama.
How many houses have you had?
I've sold them all now. I'm down to one. But at one time I had four, not long ago, up to 3 years. I just sold them all 3 years ago. But I had 4 houses in 4 states: Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And I didn't short-term rental. I didn't make any money. These were for us to go and enjoy. And that's what we did for vacation. We would go stay in these houses.
There's actually money in media.
Well, no, my wife and I were smart.
Okay.
Buy low, sell high.
How many, like stockbroker? Stocks.
Yeah, anything, any investment.
When'd you start getting in stocks?
No, I'm not in stocks. I got into real estate.
Oh, so
Houses.
when was your first second home purchase?
Actually, I owned 2 homes in Gulfport at the same time here, and I turned one of them in College Park into a rental. And I lived in Bioview. And that didn't last long because 9 out of 10 renters sucked. So, and that's one reason I never short-termed my condo in Destin, is because I did it one summer, the summer before I sold it, and I made money. I was shocked. Got with it, an agency that handles it, did the short-term rental. But the manager of the condo complex called me on 8 out of 12 of the people who stayed there and said, What are your renters doing? They're naked. They're driving the golf cart over our beautiful landscaping. And I'd be like, they're doing what? I'm in Mississippi, of course. They're 3 hours away in Destin. I'm like, no, they're not doing that. He said, yes, they're doing that. Or the biggest lie in short-term rental, it's going to be my husband and my 2 kids. And then you drive by there, and there are 18 people there staying in the house. That's what people do with short-term rental.
Look, I had when we got this house, real quick, me and Emily, we started dating for a couple weeks and had a kid. So we got this house 3 months later. We committed. We're at 30. We're like, let's do this. Well, I had a house in Hickory Hills.
Yeah.
Well, Darren, shout out to Darren King, but he got this property management company, and he had these military, checked them out, military guys.
Yeah. As renters?
Yeah, as renters.
Well, no, they're supposed to be good renters.
No.
They're not.
No, they wouldn't cut the grass. They ripped the doorknob off.
Oh yeah. I've had renters who have called and said, can you come over and change the light bulb? And I'm like, I say, I think that can be one thing you could maybe do on your own. I don't know.
Well, now you can do 10% and you can have somebody manage it for you, but you're still going to get calls.
You gotta come over and change the light bulb. And you know what my trick was in my rental house here? I said, I'll handle the termite contract. That'll be, I'm throwing that in for you. I'll pay the guy, whoever, Red Pest Control, whoever it was. And he was my spy. So if somebody told me, at one point I had no dogs, and I found out a renter was like breeding pit bulls in the backyard, I had like 12 dogs.
What did he do? Pull a little camera out and take a picture and send it to you?
When he went to do the service, he saw it. And he said, Dave, this person's doing this person's doing that. One guy, I had a pool in College Park where I rented it. He dug this giant hole in the backyard on the other side of the pool. The water table's horrible there, by the way, in College Park. And he built something with these fake boulders and these fake waterfalls that he'd hook his hose up to and everything. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. I went over to the house and looked at it and went, no. I had a guy, and I don't want to make anybody mad here, I hope not, who I rented to in Destin, who put like the world's largest Confederate battle flag out on a flagpole in front of the house. He was from Georgia. I had to call him, tell him to take it down. But
there was no HOA, though.
No.
You're the HOA.
I've dealt with HOAs. That's one reason I sold Destin and New Orleans. Hate them. Hate HOAs. So my algorithm right now is HOA people fighting.
Yeah. Food, like instant, like sandwiches. I love Hawaiian bread, so I just can't stop. I mean, got the stoner mentality that I like the food. I like the munchy style foods, but it's that HOA, and they'll be like neighbors screaming. They'll go up $300 on the rate. They're taking people's houses. I'm like, can that really happen?
Well, yeah, but if they do a special assessment on you, which they do all the time, where you got a project and everyone's got to pitch in $12,000. I mean, $12,000. I don't think we need to do that project. And then the vote would be, like the Supreme Court. 5-4, it would be, and I'd be in the 4 because I never wanted.
It's like their own little city.
Yeah, and or some HOAs covenants they have in neighborhoods, where everyone's got to have their house painted the same color or something, or you can't. There are a lot of rules that are just ridiculous.
Are you in a HOA?
I pay a small HOA fee in my neighborhood in Pass Christian. We're called Pass Oaks. I live on the end of a cul-de-sac, a dead end. Katrina lot off the beach. So I've got beach life without the traffic noise.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was down there.
You have to be a lot off the beach with a water view to really enjoy.
Anything to me after right when you get to that Bacchus, right that area, you keep going, it gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets there's people because here you got to hit a light, hit the button, walk across. Not by you.
No.
I had to slow down. It's like, this is about last week. This lady just enjoying herself. I stopped. I mean, it's really beautiful, but she's just
strolling along.
Don't even care if the car's there.
Not a care in the world. Well, when I drive, I won't be driving home this way anymore. Down Highway 90, I'm not at liberty to say until next week when a press release comes out what my route is going to be from now on.
It's going to be a Walmart greeter.
Yeah, well, it came down to Lowe's or Home Depot. No.
Dude, you'd be the best.
No. The best Walmart greeter?
Yeah.
I did a funny video. You should pull it up one day where I pretended I was a Walmart greeter. It's on my TikTok page.
All right, I'm going to dive into your TikTok.
It goes way down, though.
I'm going to dive into
Before I started doing political commentary, I would try to do these funny videos. Well, I didn't try. A couple of them were actually hilarious. But, and so everyone was telling me, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. But then I got into political commentary instead.
So that's where you're going to stay?
Yes.
You don't think you can go and you get to do some skits, though, like once a month.
Yeah, I'll do a skit.
Just do like a funny skit.
I'll do a funny skit.
The one thing I have to say, are you canceled? How's that work?
Am I canceled?
Yeah.
Did I get canceled?
Yeah.
Was I a victim of cancel culture?
Yeah. Were you?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
or by whatever standards people use to measure that. I would say I was canceled. I mean, 39 years.
That's what I was wondering.
What are they going to be without me?
So that was
what are they going to be without me?
So I think that was the situation.
Give me a break. And don't be. That will probably piss a lot of people off.
But 39
it's
years,
ridiculous.
and it was like just like this.
Yeah. So
and then
now you got a bunch of people on TikTok dancing in the studio and lip syncing and throwing their skirts up in the air and showing their panties.
So one thing I want to say to you is, 2016, and I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. This next election, I'm going to vote for Trump. Me and Emily are not vaccinated. This is our beliefs, but I don't. And some of my friends.
Well, so you didn't get vaccinated when the pandemic first hit.
No.
God, I know I hate to interrupt your story, although I think it was a train wreck story. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
I'm just kidding,
it's fine.
Dude. I got the Johnson & Johnson one shot, the first batch that came into Mississippi, and I did a story on a live shot on it of me actually getting the shot. I was never going to take the mRNA 2-shot Pfizer ever, and then later, after I got my one shot Johnson & Johnson, which is a traditional vaccine that's been around for centuries, the WLOX made it a mandate. Well, Gray Corporation
a lot of places did.
Well, Gray Corporation, our owners.
No, but
did.
a lot of places did. I have a buddy, Brandon. He owns a lawn service now, and he's doing good. But he was with AT&T.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And for me,
he lost his job.
Yeah, he was, and he had a good pay going.
Well, because I got so early the Johnson & Johnson one shot, I didn't have to take that Pfizer crap.
Did they bring him to the office? Did they have a van set up outside?
They should have.
I don't know. Like I just didn't want to do it.
No, you had to get your card. You had to get your card that showed I got the shot.
I know I think my parents did, but I didn't do it. And me and Emily talked, because I talked to Emily about my decisions. Me and her are a team, and we decided we didn't want to do it. We were trying for a second child. And plus I have cerebral palsy. Yeah. I don't know the effects it would do to me.
Of course not.
So we went against it. I had some friends that, I have friends on left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. And, I had a lot of friends upset with me that didn't take it. But it's what I want to do. I don't care what you do.
People are upset about something like that. Keep it to yourself, Shake your head when you walk away. Roll your eyes when you're talking to your wife but don't preach. Don't lecture. Don't judge.
So that's my thing that I can't stand.
Yeah.
Is that right there, because it's my decision.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to throw it in your face, and I don't care if you vote for whoever you want.
I know a bunch of people who got the Pfizer, God bless Pfizer 2-shot, and then got 9 boosters.
I know.
And I know these people have had COVID like 5 times. And you go, well, wait, I thought you got the 12th booster. What happened?
A big thing for me is I had a mattress store that I had about 7 years on Highway 90, and it was getting good. To my 6th year, it was doing good. Then the pandemic, my inventory went up to like 48%. I used to get a truck every 3 days. I had a small store, so 1,500 square foot. That was volume store. Just get a truck. I go from 3 days to get a truck to 6 weeks
to get a truck because of the supply chain issues.
And then and then the city. I mean, the city called me when it got real bad. They didn't know what to do. The city called me. They're like, you can't be open for business.
Well, Gulfport did?
No, it was Cayce.
Cayce did that?
Yeah, they had. I think it did for like a week or so, 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was at the height of it. I used to do it, and they all actually became quite famous. Governor Reeves used to do a daily press conference. All the governors did all across the country, and I was the WLOX designate to always go on the Zoom and ask questions. And the governor and I are kind of friends, but people used to wait for my questions for the governor during the whole pandemic. They became kind of legendary, actually, because you had all these Jackson media hacks. Asking all these like questions, like, okay, that you really, that's going to be your question. And the governor would always go, now we're going to my boy, Dave Elliott down in WLOX in Biloxi. And this went on for what? 4 months, 5 months, 8 months? I don't remember.
It's probably 6, a little more 6.
Yeah. So,
yeah. But that was what I'm saying. Like, so I'm coming off that. This is my first experience of like, you can't work. I mean, so I've kind of shifted for a little while. I was kind of angry. I was mad about it. I wanted to grow my store. I mean, I was all in on my store, and having a business. And this was like had me, I think I would say for a month or two when they really started messing with my business, I went crazy. Like with the media, I got tired of watching the media.
Well, we stayed on the air almost like hurricane mode, but not quite. Hurricane, you're 24/7. But we did 2-hour newscasts in the afternoon and everything because we'd have Zoom interviews from here, doctors in the studio. So I mean, it was like a natural, you want to know what? It was a man-made disaster, of course, as we know now, thanks to the lab in Wuhan, thanks to gain of function research financed by the U.S. and the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh. I mean, it was definitely weird for me. It was a weird situation. A lot of orders. And I think I started feeling like, okay, there's no freedom of speech. Like that was my first real experience of like, oh, I really don't have freedom of speech. Like,
yeah, well, you couldn't talk about ivermectin or whatever the other alternative drugs were at the time.
But it was just weird because it was always it felt like a divided push. It still feels like now this political, Trump, Wlox, Harris, all this stuff going on. It is the crazy. I mean, nobody can just sit down and get along. It's just straight chaos. I mean,
yeah, I've never seen, I'm probably 5 times older than you are. And I can say in my lifetime, I've never seen the country like this. I mean, it's
kind of scary.
Well, it's very scary. And think about it. Election day's Tuesday.
Do you vote?
What do you mean, do I vote?
There's a lot of people that don't vote. And
that's the problem.
I know.
And let me give everybody a little secret. When we report 22% voter turnout, that is 22% of registered voters, not 22% of eligible voters. So that number in reality is actually about 6%.
It's horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know that, whenever you hear voter turnout was 22%, that's 22% of registered voters, not eligible voters, because people are registered to vote.
It's crazy, ain't it?
Well, I mean, you can win a Gulfport council seat with 1,800 votes cast.
That's
gosh, like ridiculous.
I know, I've seen that.
Well, I don't know if my numbers are
no,
square.
no, but it's that.
Yeah.
It's like it's a serious situation where if there's like 15,000 in the precinct, it's like a 1,200, like 1,800, 2,000
Yes,
views.
decided who's the next councilman.
So my precinct is right there by the old skate park.
Yeah.
And I have some friends here. Well, I decided, I can't remember the election, but I decided to sit outside just to see. I had nothing going on that day, and I voted, and I went there, and I had so many friends that didn't show up. Yeah. I was texting, when y'all going to vote?
Oh, no, I vote every time, but I always vote for the third party candidate in presidential races. Let's see, what's that one? Can confirm Dave is not working for what?
Can confirm Dave is not working for our garbage publication. However, we are hiring offices. Always open. Just come see the weird dude sleeping under the I-10 loop for an editor invite. Pay is
never mind.
Free drinks.
That's the Moon Whisperer.
Okay.
That's the Moon Whisperer.
I'm bad at reading.
Well, we have over 12,300 absentees cast in Harrison County as of this evening. Well, you're going to get that's our Harrison County. That's our circuit clerk, by the way, Justin Wenzel. You got an elected official watching you. Did you know that?
Which one?
He's our circuit clerk in Harrison County.
Oh, yeah, just?
Yeah. He just commented that absentee, which we have absentee in Mississippi. We don't have early voting, so there's always been that wink and a nod when you go into the circuit clerk's office to vote absentee. Oh, yeah, my mom's sick, and I'm not going to be able to go vote Tuesday because you have to have an excuse by law, and the legislature's trying to change that. Jeremy England is behind that.
But you don't have to have an ID to vote anymore, right?
Of course you do. Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're fucking with me. I'm fucking with you.
Okay. Yeah, no, and I don't think anything's wrong with an ID. People who say requiring an ID to vote is racist are saying the most racist thing.
No.
Because they're presuming that people of color don't have driver's licenses. Oh, no, they say. This goes back to Mississippi before the Civil Rights, the Voting Rights Act, when they had poll taxes. And, white poor people used to have to pay poll taxes, too. No one ever brings that up. But, or a literacy test. No, it's 2024. I have to show my ID to do what? Everything.
Literally everything.
So maybe voting, you could show your ID. Maybe voting, that would be okay. Reason to show your ID.
If you go into a casino with an expired license, you're not getting in.
Yeah,
I know that too. I learned that a couple times.
Yeah, I thought, but I have to show. I hate the TSA.
You have to show ID from almost everything you do.
Well, yeah, everything.
Yeah, everything.
And voting should be.
I think
not to sound so high and mighty.
No, I'm serious.
Power is a powerful thing. That would be like the most important reason to show your ID.
It just doesn't make sense when people don't want when they vote. You have to have your license, your ID. You have to show some source of ID, and they're making a big deal out of it. It's the craziest shit I've ever heard when it comes to voting in our country. That's sickening to me.
Yeah, that people think that's racist.
Yeah, I don't
having to show your ID.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, here, let's talk a little bit. Nothing is really, not so much. I don't want everyone to say, Dave, you're wearing rose-colored glasses. Classism has always been, in the history of mankind, what our problem is, not racism. People being judged by their class, rich, poor,
middle class, upper class.
I mean, people talking about Mississippi. There are a lot of poor white people in Mississippi. I'm telling you,
there's a lot,
and everyone always automatically assumes that it's going to be black people. A lot of poor people in the country.
It kind of worries me because I went shopping the other day. Emily does the shopping, but I went shopping the other day for groceries, and that shit's like really high.
As a matter of fact, per capita, I think Mississippi, my numbers, I'm making them up on the fly here, might be 47% black, and everybody thinks welfare is for the black population of Mississippi. Actually, more white Mississippians are on welfare.
Is it a big gap?
No, it's probably neck and neck.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the big problem that we have though is also with the abuse of it. I've seen people like when it comes to like welfare. I know people down here they buy getting cards.
Yeah, the EBT card.
Yeah, they'll like get pay half for EBT card. You can get all kinds of food on EBT down here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get.
How about this for an idea? Since Mississippi leads the country, America, in obesity, hypertension, and everything else, that with an EBT card, you have to only buy fruit and vegetables.
Damn. I mean, it's a lot down here. I mean, it's a system. It's working the system.
Yeah. Well, I've never worked. I've never taken a stimulus check. I don't even think I took those Katrina checks. I might be wrong. The National Flood Insurance bailed my ass out, though, after Katrina, because I had 9 feet of water in my Bioview home on Bioview Drive. And thank God. So, I mean, and I'm on Social Security right now, but I did pay into Social Security. That's the only kind of government entitlements and benefits that I've ever really gotten in my life.
When did you start noticing the political side getting really, really bad though? Like, was it early 90s, late 90s, 80s?
Well, it's always throughout American history had its, one of the worst times that people don't talk about was Reconstruction after the Civil War. Was one of the worst periods in U.S. history. Google it, read a book about it, look into it. It was a horrible time in U.S. history, which then led into Jim Crow, which was a horrible time in Mississippi and the South. But what were the political heat and turmoil? Oh, I don't know if I want to say who I kind of blame for it. It started, in my opinion, in 2010.
Okay.
So who was president in 2010?
Obama. No, Bush. Was it Obama?
It was Obama.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, it's Obama.
Yeah.
So that's when it started for you. Like, so.
That's when I actually. Whoa! I sounded like the drugs just kicked in there. That's when I kind of turned from a little bit of a liberal to a conservative independent. Was about 2010.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I was lightly paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was, early 20s?
Yeah.
Just really just trying to work. There was no focus. I didn't watch any news media. Like, I never got into it.
How many viewers are we up to?
66.
Oh, Jordan. How long have we been on the air?
An hour?
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
do you do better on replay?
Yeah. Yeah, this is just people watching live. But most of it's they'll go back and watch.
Oh, okay.
So like when you do have your setup.
Because I did 2 other podcasters here on the coast. I don't even remember them. You all remember
Brownwater. I know you did Brownwater.
I did do Brownwater because I have a hat. A Brownwater hat.
Episode, I think, 91.
Yeah, but I was like, I went onto YouTube or something and saw that they had like 21 viewers or something. I was like depressed.
Well, I mean, it works in different areas. Like Facebook is strong, or different areas. Like it's about downloads and clips now. It's not like
okay, that was a while ago when I did that.
But nobody's watching like the 6 o'clock news live. A lot of people take it in bits, so they'll download a podcast. They'll listen for 20 minutes where they're at the gym. They'll pause it. They'll go cook dinner. They'll put podcasts back on.
Well, what are you going to do when I start my podcast?
Listen, because you're kind of like a stand-up. I mean, you're kind of you are kind of a little comedian here.
It's going to be my podcast and be called "It's a Trip."
It's what?
Life's a trip.
That's what you're really going to call it that?
No, I just thought of it just now.
You should call it that. Just stick with it. And then you got to be in a smoking jacket and you got to talk.
Yeah, okay.
No, a lot of the stuff is replay. I think nobody really stands around and watches live.
Okay, what else we got? What kind of comments? Just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I normally hate Dave, but today I hate him even more. What the hell's? I just made that up.
Here, there. I mean, you can see this too right here.
Oh, I can. Now I have old eyes.
Oh, you
Just
can't
pick
read.
one. I can read.
All right. I normally always watch the replay. Rarely I'm live. Dave, you still bring in the heat. Don't worry. It's Thomas Allen.
Yeah.
He's an architect. He's
Well,
probably
fantastic.
a big fan of yours, probably.
Actually, how about that for the name of a podcast, Bringing the Heat?
Sounds like one of them, I don't know, Al Capone movies or something.
Yeah.
Or no, Al Pacino movies.
Or a porn movie.
You really considering that?
Bringing the Heat. No, me considering doing porn movies?
I think
No, I wouldn't measure up in that arena.
a lot of stuff's not live. Like it's a whole different world. Live is like I don't know.
Dead. Live is dead.
It's more about clipping a conversation, or if it's long format, it's like going to sleep and having a podcast in, riding your bicycle on the beach.
How do you know I do that?
Because it's all over your social media.
Oh yeah, I do that.
I had two of these nobles, and I went down a rabbit hole, and I literally went through all your social media. That's what I'm saying. Like 2018, you were expressing your political views.
Yeah, but
it wasn't like. But the thing is, it was.
I got edgier though, and this.
I mean, you're never gonna. I hate to say this to you, but you'll never persuade me to vote for who I'm going to vote for. That was me telling you the whole point about me and voting. I don't give a shit, Dave, what you tell me about voting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh at it.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting on the shitter, and that's how I sit there just scrolling, and I'm laughing, because I mean, it's just you're expressing yourself.
Yes, that's all I am,
and
amusing myself. Yeah. That's all I do.
But it's still a situation of canceled and being censored, and people. I mean, people.
Well, I also have to be honest. I've been warned and asked to use restraint, and I kind of blew it off. I kind of said no.
Well, you've been doing it for 39 years. I mean, if you're going to express, but it was when
I didn't express. Now, do you know that 50% of the Gulf? This is just television, not social media. 50% of South Mississippi thinks I'm a raging liberal, and 50% thinks I'm a nutty conservative. To me, that means you're doing your job based on what I do on television.
But now you're like a recovering
liberal.
Liberal. Okay.
An independent conservative.
I know, but still, you did it. You're on your own page.
Yeah.
This is so.
I don't want. I said this. I didn't put. I've told you this. I don't know if I said it tonight. I purposefully didn't have any kind of WLOX branding or imagery, and I did it at my house, and I had a shtick going with a baseball cap and sunglasses. You saw the videos, right?
Yeah.
Every one of my videos, same thing.
But I know, but the thing is, there's nothing on there. I'm just saying it's your personal page.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, well.
You have what, 3,000, 4,000 followers on X?
I went from 1,000 to almost 4,000 in 3 days.
Dave's making it big time right now.
In a bad way, some would say.
I would just say this. With a new generation coming, everybody's got a camera in their phone. Everybody can be a reporter and hit the newest story. Times are changing. There's a lot of people now, like news, like there's a lot of news doing TikToks, dancing. It's a whole different generation of media. So like, I'm just like, you're just over there expressing how you feel, like a journal. Like you're just journaling thoughts.
And can I tell you something? Almost every video you'll see if you ever look at my TikTok or X pages.
He's in the link. Look at him. Go down the rabbit hole.
is the first take. Can you believe that? Do you believe that?
What? That's like all first takes.
Yeah. Almost all first takes.
There's one. There's one. Did you do that? Did you do the do not vote ones 2 times?
No.
Okay. I'm checking.
Almost everyone, no one, and there are very few people in America who can say everyone's a first take. And I'll be sitting there just thinking and smoking and thinking, and I'll run in to get my phone and record something. It's nothing I wrote out, nothing I planned.
What triggers you? That second smoke?
It's that,
Is that second smoke? It's like
the second bowl.
What I'm saying, there's a whole different generation now. These things are in your phone. People get on there and talk about anything now. And I just at a situation where this is open source media. People can't get it. You got to have some tough skin with media. Like now,
I have tough skin. I couldn't care less.
And there's a lot of we call them keyboard warriors.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, now they can make money off clipping stuff. I don't know.
What do you mean now they can make money off you?
No, like somebody could take your rants,
yeah,
and then put it on their TikToks,
yeah,
and then make money off their clicks, impressions. So they'll make $10,000. I guarantee you, there's somebody made $5,000 to $10,000 off of your media this month.
How?
They clip you and put it on their monetized page. Like everybody's a news network now, so you can monetize and you get paid by advertisers.
Yeah.
So an ad runs.
Yeah, but they shouldn't because they're not producing original content.
It doesn't matter anymore. It's the Wild Wild West.
Oh, well, then I'm moving to Costa Rica.
It's the Wild Wild West. I mean,
no, I'm moving.
Especially TikTok.
If someone is making money without making original content.
Oh, no, people are making money off you right now. A lot. Every time that's what I'm saying. You need to do a Patreon. Go. It's a paywall, and it's not sexual.
I don't know.
But I'm just telling you, they're taking your content, your rants, clipping your rants, put it out there, and then because they get views. Let's say they get 200,000 views on your rant. They're getting paid for it. It might be $20. It might be $1,000.
I'm really coming off as naive right about now because I had no idea about that.
Yeah, everything now is individual media. I mean, Joel Davis Fishing, shout out to Joel. He does fishing videos on Facebook.
Yeah,
makes a living off. He don't make a living, but he makes money off sponsors off of Facebook.
Yeah,
and sometimes decent months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always, if I was younger, I already told you this earlier. If I was younger, I'd be monetizing everything. But at this point in my life,
I mean, I still think you
really
need to
do it.
I think with AI, I think you need to at least sign your rights. Yes, you're
going to be seeing AI anchors here in the next 5 years.
I think we should have an
All
AI Dave Elliott.
News anchors are going to be biting the dust.
Would you sign your rights for AI though and keep you forever? Like if I wake up in the morning, Dave Elliott's always the one give me the news, like an avatar.
Well, they wouldn't pick me. They'd pick one of these.
But what if it's a
starlets?
But what if it's
they'd pick one of these mindless starlets.
Yeah,
I won't mention any names.
But what if I get an app? I'll purchase an app, and I can pick my avatar.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what it's going to be.
The throwback WLX crew, and then you could pick them.
Well, that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting theory.
But you can do that now. Like they're getting to the point now where they're making AI people pretty.
Oh, well, the actors. Hollywood's, that was probably, remember the Screenwriters Guild strike?
Yeah.
It was all over AI.
Yeah, because they're not making the royalties anymore.
Yeah, it's all over the AI. They're trying to protect. They can get Robert Downey Jr. I just did something today. I can't remember what it was where he figured out how to protect himself from AI. Because I'm going to Google it. I'll have to Google it. I think it happened today. But anyway, all the writers are saying Chat GPT is just going to start writing scripts.
Yeah, and if one of their first movies goes good, they're gonna like, oh well, if it did pretty well, we'll do a sequel.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you got 14 sequels.
Yeah,
and then you got cars riding in space now.
Yeah, so I mean, who knows?
But I've been on when I went down this one rabbit hole on Rufio from Hook, and he does his videos on his Facebook or TikTok or
You know,
whatever.
Hook's one of my favorite movies.
So do you know Rufio?
Robin Williams, the guy know Rufio, the character of one of the Lost Boys.
So he does a residual check monthly, mailbox check. He opens it, and then that's what he eats dinner on.
Wow.
So
let's read a comment or two. I had honestly no idea. Can't wait for the announcement, Dave. I know that guy. I know that guy, Justin Skinner.
Yeah.
Not personally, but from
also
my Facebook
wondering if
page.
you would ever thought of running for office yourself. Would you ever run for office? That's a pretty actually good question, Justin. Come on. Nobody's. I only have a few people, so it's no big deal.
Oh, I have thought about it. Yeah. But you want to know what? I wouldn't be disappointed if I lost. I'd be pissed off. And for that reason, but I don't think I'd lose. Congressional race is hard because a lot of people don't realize, going back to Gene Taylor and Stephen Palazzo, the 4th congressional district isn't Harrison, Jackson, and Hancock counties. It goes way, it's what, 16 counties? I don't know. Maybe somebody, I can't remember. 14, I don't remember what it is.
Zach, do you know? There's somebody in the chat that's going to say it.
How many counties comprise the 4th congressional district? Yeah, you got the Pine Belt, I know. But then even more, some more obscure counties that we don't know very well are part of if it was Jackson, Harrison, and Hancock County, I might run for Congress. But I don't think I can win up in Leakesville. I don't know.
I know, but now you're TikTok famous.
Yeah, not to the people who vote.
Yeah, but down here,
Yeah,
you're still getting media everywhere.
And I thought about running maybe for mayor. Wait, what is that? Big question on a Republican? Tommy Socher? What is
That's my
that?
uncle. Big question as a Republican.
Yeah. What is it?
How's Mayor Elliott sound, Dave?
Yeah. Well, I actually thought about that 4 years ago in past Christianity because Chipper McDermott, the longtime mayor, if you're on television, as soon as you file your papers to run, you can't be on television anymore. So as soon as you qualify.
So who made all these rules?
That's just every state has that rule.
But who made the rules?
Well, the states. Well, I don't know.
For news
that
anchor.
might actually be an FCC, Federal Communications Commission rule that was somehow used by states. But as soon as I would have qualified, I would have had to have stopped being on TV. So you qualify, the election, let's say June, you qualify, and then you get through the primary, and then you got to win the general, and then I decided it wasn't worth.
So it's 13 counties.
I said 14. I was pretty close.
Yeah, that's Justin that had the answer for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll be honest with you though, I don't think any of them rules and shit matters anymore to this new generation of people. You got to get out in front on your phone.
No, this is the law, Jordan. It's
know.
not a rule.
It's just changing.
There are rules and there are laws. This is the law.
It's just there are a lot of people now that are getting their news through smaller platforms.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
I'm too old.
Don't give up.
I don't like old politicians. I'm one of these old guys that thinks there should be age limits for the Supreme Court, for Congress, and for President of the United States, and for lawmakers, and for city council members.
So what were you saying on that on age?
70? Like, my God.
That's reasonable.
Yes.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
70. Give me a break. You see these old, you ever look at the U.S. Senate?
Yeah.
It's like a graveyard.
I'm for, one day maybe term limits.
Well, term limits are an odd one.
Yeah, but
because if the guys, who runs Washington, the lobbyists, the cronies, the donors, the staffers. So if you had term limits, the one downside to term limits is you would turn over complete power to the swamp.
Well, can we do something like, if okay, not term limits, but we can do like some evaluation, like because like some of these people are what 40 years in, 50 years in.
I don't like the founding fathers never envisioned career politicians.
That's so
Their
much.
idea was you would go serve in Washington for 4 years, 8 years, maybe 12 years, and then go back to the farm or the country store that you run, and that was especially in the house. And then we suddenly saw these creatures, career politicians. And I think that's the biggest problem in America, actually, are career politicians.
It's to a point now where there's an app that they track the politicians' stocks, and people are going in this app and it's buying and selling the career
because
politicians.
They're inside.
Yeah, they're like 20
inside
points up.
Trading.
Yeah.
It's inside trading.
But that's a big deal. They got banned an app, so they follow everybody. Nancy Pelosi, everybody's being followed, and you can just pick people, and it's AI.
Wow,
it will buy
crazy.
and sell
no
each
idea.
person. So, like, I think one with Crenshaw, there's some that have got big returns. So they're just getting this app put in, and it'll sell when they sell, buys when they buy.
Dan Crenshaw, Congressman, Texas, with an eye patch. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, what is another comment? Hey, if Republican Powers can become if Rebecca Powers. Listen, it's not a matter of can do it, Keith. It's do I have an interest in it? No.
Johnny Ray said, update since everyone is watching your podcast, Jordan Dave for Gulfport Mayor.
Well, I live in Pass Christian.
You know Johnny?
Yeah. I live in Pass Christian now.
What's his boat? Alimony? Alimony 2. Then we got, Keith Walt Wilson said, if Rebecca Powers become a supervisor, I think Dave Elliott can do it too. I'm liking the mayor. I think that's, I can see you in a smoke jacket.
I'd be a good mayor, actually.
All right. Freeman equals WS MVP.
What does that mean? Freeman.
Tie game.
Tie game. What is that?
No, he's saying tie game.
Oh, on who? Between who and who? Is that the World Series? Someone's updating us on the World Series?
Is that Johnny Ray? I don't know.
Is somebody updating us?
So I think, have you been thinking about it? Being serious, have you thought about it like since you were fired? Have you been thinking about maybe getting in the
That was Friday, Jordan.
I know, but you never know. Like you've been riding your bicycle, you've been doing all kinds of stuff. You've been doing a lot of press.
And I already have a job. I'm at liberty to say the press release is coming out tomorrow. Next week. And I've got other people who want me to do things. So, and I will be away from a corporation I despise.
Have you been having offers from outside of the state of Mississippi?
No.
Not one.
No. Too old.
I seen
how many times have I said too old now tonight? Do I seem obsessed with it? I am obsessed with it, actually.
Do you want to just tattoo your age right here on your chin?
No, I am obsessed with being too old, actually.
You look great. I think
because I told you. I can go out at any one of your viewers. I'll go out and play a pickleball match against, and we'll see who wins.
Johnny Ray says Yankees were. He said yes. Yankees were up 5-0, now tied after 3. Eric.
Wow, go Dodgers! Okay, I just made 50% of the people mad.
Did you? Do you like doing that? That's your thing. Is that your thing? It's kind of. You're lighthearted about it. I just think you're. I think you're like got a little comedian in you.
Yeah. Well, I had a guy tell me it's so funny when I went on CPR. What does that WTF stand for when they say the WTF morning show? Because I've always wondered. I
thought it was what the fuck show.
Oh,
what the fuck morning show.
Okay.
I thought that's what I thought.
Oh, geez, I had no idea. So when I went on the what the radio show, I had this guy who comes on used to come on the 4 o'clock show. Oh God, I like the guy, but I can't remember. It's some sandwich place. Oh, I feel bad now.
Tommy's.
No, it's a franchise. He said, "Man, I listened to you on that radio show. You were like a comedian." I was like, "Real? I didn't even, I guess.
You're a smart ass. You're
Yeah.
a comedian. Like you have it in you.
Yeah, oh, I could. Yeah, I would be the wrong comedian to heckle.
I think the thing is though, when people
Did you hear that? I would be the wrong comedian to heckle.
do you get pissed off about it?
No, I would get him back better. The guy sitting there, the drunk sitting there at the fourth table.
I think people just see you as the news guy in the suit with the smile and the good hair, and people when they see you in the polo cutting up jokes and fucking off. This is the real you. When you're on there, when you were dressed up, I mean, you kind of just watch your words and stuff. But did you ever when you're a live show, did you ever be like, "Fuck, what's up?" And then you were live? Did that ever happen?
No.
Dang.
No.
You never had any bloopers.
No, I won't mention any names. There was one guy who, and it wasn't his fault because it was on tape. The person who rolled the tape should have been the one fired. But there was a weatherman at WLOX who got fired for getting on the air twice on a recorded weather forecast. But I blame, because, he got halfway through and went and started again. Well, whoever the editor and guy who rolled the tape was should be the one who gets fired, don't you think?
I mean, it's going to happen, though, and nothing's perfect.
No, I'm not around a hot mic with this kid. I've never been burned by a hot mic.
No, not once?
No.
God, you got lucky.
No, you can't be burned by. Now, I have a Sunday morning show you probably don't watch. I had WLOX News This Week, extremely popular with the political crowd. And the conversations that go on between me and the governor or the secretary of state or the auditor.
Did you have Carl on?
Who?
Did you have Carl on?
Carl Boyington?
No, Dave Carr. Or Daniel Carr. Is it Dave?
Oh, no, I had Wayne Carr, who's the public service
I think I
commissioner.
watched one of them.
Yeah, Wayne
trying to
Carr.
remember.
Dan Carr is a local GOP guy. I got invited to their big shindig Friday night.
Are you going to be the speaker?
No, there's no speaking. They just want me to be there. But where was I going with this? See, that's why I'm too old.
No, you're going about your Sunday morning show.
Oh, yeah.
That I probably don't watch.
People would have loved. We could have made the most popular TV show in the world if we actually ran the conversations that we were having during the commercial break or before the show started.
I can see that.
And when Karen Abernathy and I, who worked together for 39 years, during commercials and stories, if anyone ever ran what she and I would talk about on the set, people would have loved that too.
Y'all made light of work, huh?
We talked about everything. But,
did you see?
And everybody.
Did you see that guest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine. Well, y'all wasn't hot mic, so you can never know.
Well, you whisper.
So it won't pick it up?
Well, you kind of lean over like this, or you even turn it off. You just remember to turn it back on.
Did you ever go to the restroom with it on?
Turn it off whenever I did this. Because you want to know what they're always listening to you in the control room. In queue.
Yeah.
They're always listening to you in queue.
No. So I was at
Well, let's look at a few more comments.
All right.
Great show. Thank you, Susie.
That's my mother.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mom. I need Dave. No. I need Dave to be a spokesperson for
Voodoo Jerky.
What is that? I don't know.
It's
LOL.
It's good jerky, but it's handmade.
But why is there would be an LOL following that?
He was just joking. Laugh out loud.
Can I tell you a story that's kind of
You don't
funny
like
to show
emojis.
you how dumb. I don't use them.
I know. I can tell.
I've never used one.
I know.
Well, I've used like 3.
Okay.
And I also never do the
Eggplant.
BFF, SFF, STF, LOL. I've never used one of those either.
It drives you crazy.
I've never used an emoji.
Does your eye twitch? You're like, ugh. Do you do voice messages?
Oh, on text or on chats?
Text.
No.
So
I type them out.
So My son's godfather. I moved to Gulfport because I was doing graphic design work with Marty Wilson. It's his godfather.
I know. I know Marty.
But Marty now he puts the big phone on, but he does the speak to me now.
Yeah.
It would be. I was riding his truck probably a couple months ago, and he's texting one of his clients, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" he's yelling into the phone.
I don't do that.
I wish I could record that shit. We were fucking. I love that. I love Marty.
I do not. I type it out, and it's funny. I type it out. I don't even go like this with my thumbs. Like I'll be. I'm like,
can you do Morse code?
No, I don't. Dad rip rap. No, I don't know anything about Morse code. Okay, let's see what else somebody says. Great show. That's good for you. Dave, how many ties do you own? I have brought over the years 300 ties to the homes of grace. And now I'm down because I always buy new ties. As a matter of fact, when I travel to Europe or anywhere else, people buy, what do they buy? I don't know what people buy. I always buy a tie or a watch. This is from New York, the Modern Museum of Art. It's Van Gogh's Starry Night, which is one of the most famous paintings there is.
It's Van Gogh sleeve.
Look at that, Van Gogh's Starry Nights.
My tattoo artist, Jonathan, he's from Oregon. He just stayed here for a week. He did that of me and my son right behind you. Of that, he used tattoo ink from this arm and made that.
Yeah, I buy ties and watches when I travel.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's Bucky's beef jerky. It's been a big thing for me lately.
But that's interesting. How many ties do you own? Because I own too many. And, I'm one of those guys where I'll have 75 ties, but I wear the same 20 ties.
Do you like solids or pinstripes?
On suits?
Yeah.
I have pinstripe suits.
What do you like better? What makes you feel like when you put that suit on, you pop that collar, and you're ready to get on the news? Which one?
It doesn't matter. It's what's inside the suit, Jordan.
Oh, okay. It's who wears it. I get it. I get it.
All right.
Do you ever find yourself going to be broadcasting from the house?
I might.
But like the Kevin O'Leary, like the no pants sport coat jacket. That's what he does.
Yeah, I would do that. I would wear shorts. I mean,
no, he wears shorts and flip flops, but full blown.
I would do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that.
I think
I was going to actually do this show with my underwear on the outside of my pants.
I know you said that, but you didn't do it.
I know.
But you could do it.
But I wouldn't do it.
I mean, I think people would.
All right, Jordan. What time we got here? I gotta go. My wife is like mad at me probably.
All right. Well,
movie media great again.
Yeah, Brad J. We did a last week.
Wait. Movie media.
Make media great again.
Dave, proud of you for
standing up for yourself. Legendary.
Oh well, that's cool.
All right. Well, we're gonna be cutting this.
Yeah.
Like I said, Carter's Champions has Con Life, and you gotta have a medical card. $1.08 goes to Memorial Hospital Foundation. We got the Cayce Sill Bass Fish Tournament at Captain Al's this weekend, Saturday. Jesse Williams, information's in the link down below. Then we got Zach Grady, United in Blue. They're raffling off a golf cart at Peter Anderson. Well, they're not raffling off Peter Anderson Festival, but November 9th, they'll have the golf cart there. $1, I think one's $25, four's $100. That money goes to paying families of fallen officers. Great cause. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Jordan.
This is awesome.
Cool. Loved it, man.
Thank you, bud. Y'all take care. Mom, I love you. And talk to y'all soon.